did you get an idea about what
Yes,
the
it's basically
topic is
saying how
about?
it used to look.
Okay, so it's about the history of our planet, right? Go ahead and read the procedure, and then if you have any questions, let me know. I'll come over there to help you answer. Okay. All right. So this is designed so that you can actually. We go over something called the performance task. This is kind of like the project that you're supposed to create from this packet. So we're gonna go over the project, and as you're going through the lessons, you'll be building ideas on how you want to do your project. Does that sound
Yes.
good? All right. So you're studying the history of Earth, basically, and what it looked like, what events happened, what periods did it go through, when did water get here, how did it get formed, all of those nice things, right? What does the project ask you to do? In the past, there have been what? Volcanic eruptions.
Asteroid impacts and changes which will have an impact on life on Earth. Scientists have also uncovered that life issues, the atmosphere, oceans, and surface. The surface of the Earth may turn what are the most important events of each period of the geologic scale that have changed in the planet and life on Earth. For example, the KT mass explosions at the end of the creation period wiped out many species and set the stage for the appearance of most modern families. In the early Tertiary period, you were responsible for constructing an accurate timeline that explains the evolution of our system and life during this period of the geologic scale.
Perfect. So, do you understand what that means?
Yes.
Good. So, you're basically going to look for the main events that happened. Using this is a different packet. But basically, you're going to look at all the 12 periods. And I want you to keep this table in mind. When you go through this packet, this table is going to become like your reference.
The
Okay?
main theme.
Yeah, because it represents all the main eras of the history of this planet, and for each era it's broken down into periods. And you have, these are the 12 periods that the project should represent. So from each one of these periods you should find a main event that happened. And I can show you, I have some example projects inside, I'm going to show you some. But basically you're going to be representing with a picture, with anything you want. You can do it a project, you can do a poster, a diorama, a Prezi, a PowerPoint. You can do it online like Google Slides. Did you get your Google account yet? Not yet? Okay, once you do that, you'll be able to create things on your Google Docs and your Google Drive and share it with me. Yeah, like the slides, and share it with me then, so we can go back and forth on it, and I can give you some pointers. Okay, but basically that's it. So you'll be representing that, and what do we have to have in that?
The period. Time is the event that you're deciding.
Depicting.
Estimated date in millions of years and may have when this event took place. The geologic changes taking place on Earth at this time. Biologic changes taking place on Earth at this time.
And citations. Do you, okay, so we'll go over that in a minute. So basically you're going to have a picture, you're going to say what the event is, what period was it in. Yeah, don't write the question, you don't have to, but as long as you have some kind of visual representation for that event. Let's say you're talking about the arrival of water on Earth. You can put a drop of water. You can actually have water. It depends on what you choose to do with it. This project will be your baby. You'll create it. So you can choose it to be any of these things, or you can make your own thing. You can make a children's scrapbook, or a children's book or a scrapbook. So whatever you want it to be, just be creative with it, as long as you cover these things. I also have a rubric for that. So when you're working on this project, you should look at what am I looking for when I grade it. Okay? If it falls into a 1 or a 2, that means I'm going to give it back to you to work on it some more. What you should be aiming for is a 4, yeah, but read the difference between a 3 and a 4, because sometimes you think you have everything, but then that extra connection that I'm looking for in 4 is missing. So I cannot really give you 4. Okay, so read the difference between the two, and so you're aware of what I'm looking for when I grade it. The same thing goes for the answers in the packet. Okay, so now that we know the project, this is what we're working towards. This is what we want to create. I'm going to show you how the lessons are going to go. Right? Oh, before I go there, I'm going to give you also a reference guide for how to do citations. So this is basically, obviously, it's a research project, right? So you have to look up information. You might go online libraries, you might go to your book, you might go to a library and look up information. How are you gonna basically not
Find
be
the detail.
stealing this information, be borrowing it in an ethical way? We call that referencing. So you have to cite the people that you get it from. Let's say you get it from a website. You're gonna say, I found this at,
In the bottom in parentheses.
and then you have to write a list of all these sources. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a guide before you go. Okay? Let's go over it quickly what you wrote for your answer in the essential question. So the question is asking you to give a hypothesis, right? Do you know what a hypothesis is?
Yes, like what you think.
Okay, what do you think is the answer to the question? Perfect. Okay, so what did you imagine Earth to be look like before life started? Can you explain to me your answer?
The earth probably looked like a desert, dead and hot.
Okay,
No
dead and
buildings
hot.
and no humans, just vacant. Probably have plants or just dirt.
Plants are just dirt. Okay, plants are life though, right? Okay, so the question is before life. That's good. Your answer is perfect now, the way it is now. Now that you're going to learn about the history of Earth and you're going to see how for billions of years there was no life, your answer will change in the end. And you're actually going to answer the same question right here at the end. Okay? So your answer at the end, we'll sit together and we'll discuss it too again one more time and see how it changed and what are the most important things that you've learned about what Earth looked like before life. Okay? But that's a good answer for now, and I think it got you a little bit curious, right, about what we're going to learn. All right, so this is what the lesson looks like. It has 5 E's. First thing, there's a question that engages you. That means it just gets you interested in the lesson. This is just what you know. Don't look up the answer. It's basically what you
Not a
know.
right or wrong.
There's no right or wrong. It's what you know. If you don't know, right, I don't know, but I think, kind of take a guess. Do I have to fill out all the lines? Probably not. Everybody writes differently, but you do have to give me complete sentences. Okay? For the explore part, they're usually you're given something like a picture, a table, a graph, something, and you're asked to answer questions right here about directly from the picture. Okay, so that should be simple. The third E is when you start explaining things. That's when you start taking notes. So this is the first time you start using
The book.
the book. Okay, so you have a question. They give you the page numbers. So if you open your book to this page, 749, can you find the answer to this question? Where's your book? I give you the book, right? Let's try it right now. No. Okay, yeah, I'll get you one. Don't get started yet. I'll get you one. Solar nebula. What's a solar nebula?
The solar nebula is a rotating cloud of gas and dust from which the sun and planets formed, also a name from which stars.
Great. So what I need you to do is where it says notes right here, you just copy that down here. And if you notice, a lot of times they highlight the question that we have here. Right. On this side, though, is when you're going to explain it in your own words. Okay, well, you've read that. What does it mean? Yeah. You can either summarize it, you can give an example, you can draw a picture of it if you like. Something to show that you
I
understand.
could just write
Yeah.
that it's
What do you think it is in your own words?
cloud.
It's a cloud. Okay, that's good. Okay, a cloud of what?
Like gas and dust.
Gas and dust. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so that's you explain, that's you summarizing it. You can give evidence of it, you can give an example or draw a picture of it. It's the same thing. Okay, so here is where you're going to elaborate on the notes that you just took. Right? So this is, sometimes it will change page number as you go, so just pay attention to that. That's the third section. I do have a lot of different resources here for you. They are optional, but I do recommend them because if you don't like reading too much jargon and words that you don't understand, these videos are really awesome at explaining what you just read. So if you do have access to internet, those will be great resources. Again, they're still optional, so you don't have to do them.
You choose.
Yeah. The fourth E is when you start elaborating on what you just learned. So now they give you two theories here as an example on how water came to Earth. When did water first appear and how? Scientists disagree, but mainly those are the two theories that are acceptable right now. Okay, so you're going to read them both. And what are you going to do? Answer question. That means answer a question. And where will you answer?
In a notebook.
In a notebook. I unfortunately ran out of notebooks.
I have
But
one
you
at
can,
home.
you have one at home? Okay, if you can dedicate a notebook to this, I'll owe you a notebook, okay? I ordered some, but when I get them, I'll give you one, okay? So you have to answer questions 1, 2, and 3. When you answer questions in a notebook, what I'd like you to do is give me a heading. So what would the good heading be for this?
Elaborate or this.
Okay, elaborate is good enough, and then I need a page number.
Page number.
Because as I showed you here, I do grade everything. So it will help me find where the answers are. You don't have to copy the questions, just answers, but write the page number and the heading, okay? Same thing here, what do you have to do? Answer question.
In a notebook.
And this is your fifth E, evaluation. These are like the questions at the end of each lesson when you go to school and you have a homework. That's what it is. And it has to be done also in the notebook. If you have a dedicated notebook that you have, write your name on it. You don't have to tear out the pages.
It doesn't matter what kind of notebook?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When you turn it in with the notebook. I'll look at all your answers. I'll grade them. I'll give it back to you, and you get to keep the notebook so you can work on the next credit. Okay? Do you have any questions so far? Good? We're looking forward to learning about the history?
Yeah.
Awesome. What was your project?
About the earth.
It's about, not just about the earth,
But
about
about how water and everything. got-
about events, main events from each period. Okay. How water, and you're going to learn about a lot of things. They give an example here for the KT mass extinction. Do you have an idea what that is? Okay. That will be an interesting thing to learn about. Something happened major and everything died. Everything. And then some things came back, some things never recovered. Like dinosaurs. Right? All right?
That's
So
it.
have fun. Yeah. And please give the book to Mr. Carmona. He's going
Check it
to,
out.
yeah, he's going to look at, there should be a
They still
book.
come on the same days that he came.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's your last name?
Friday.
So it'll be GB, I'm gonna name it after you, 127. That's the book number, it'll be checked
It's
out.
on a V.
Oh, okay, that's okay, I'm gonna keep it the way it is. But he will check it out under your name. You can keep this at home, we always have extras on the shelf. So when you're working in school, you can use the one here, right?
And when I'm
I
done, I
wrote
bring
you
it back.
my information.
Oh yeah, in the front.
In the front. If you need to do a lab, let me know. You can email me. You can just walk up to me and say, I need this lab. If we can do it right away, we'll do it. If not, I'll schedule an appointment. Okay? Right. It's always good to let me know ahead of time so we can have it.
So about the appointment to come.
For the, well, if you're working on science and you need to come sit with me and you have questions or whatever, by all means, yes.
Okay.
Yes. With the science, you're going to be talking to me most of the time. All right?